bad.
Too bad, so sad.
All right.
We're ready.
Welcome, everyone, to our Mindfulness Month Dream Team, our first monthly mindful chat. So we've really enjoyed the evolution of our Mindfulness Month for kids and families. For those of you who have been there since the beginning, who subscribed and have watched all our videos for those few months that we shared a video every day, we still have that YouTube channel up for you to check out all those videos. And then in the last year, the four of us came together and we had been sharing a monthly newsletter with lots of tips and tools and things that we thought can be really helpful for you as a parent or teacher in your life with your kids and families. But now we came up with this new idea for this year. We're going to do these monthly chats, sharing these videos to help answer any questions you might have. And today's video, we're going to do bedtime strategies, because we know that a lot of parents struggle with getting their kids to have a restful sleep and even going to sleep. So before we answer your questions, we've gotten a few, I'm going to share, we'll all introduce ourselves. So I'm Lani Rosen-Gallagher of Full of Joy Yoga and Mindful Yoga Breaks, and I'm located in New Haven, Connecticut.
I'm Susan Freed of Budding Buddhist Kids Yoga, and we are in Westchester, New York.
Me. I'm Jen Beyer, and I'm with YoPlay Yoga for Kids and Mindful Yoga Breaks, and I'm from all over. Currently, just outside of Dallas, Texas.
And I'm Kimberly Fuchitaki, and my business is Little Heroes Yoga, and I'm in Los Angeles, California.
So welcome. Thank you for coming on and watching our video. So we did ask you in the last newsletter for any comments or questions you might have regarding bedtime strategies. And a woman named Samantha had responded, and she shared that her daughter can fall asleep okay, but is finding it really hard to have a restful sleep. So we had a few strategies for that. So a few of us are going to share that, and then we'll add a little bit to that afterwards.
So one of the ways that I generally help to stay asleep for longer for my nieces and the children that are in my life is to give them something that helps them to feel more secure. And so one of those things can be either a bolster, which is a really heavy weighted pillow that we use in yoga, or a weighted blanket, which helps them to feel a little bit more pressure sensation in their body, and it helps them to feel a little more calm. So this strategy can work for some children, and for some children doesn't necessarily help them. So just thinking about how a child may feel a little bit more like the sensory of their body, like feel like they're getting a hug from you, but essentially using a blanket or a bolster, a prop, to help them to feel secure in their body. And so that can be something that helps us to feel a little bit more safe, and so therefore a little bit less likely to toss and turn and feel very restless.
There's also, I use a lot of essential oils in our kids' yoga and to help kids go to sleep. And there's an oil called Frankincense. And it's not just a calming and peaceful evoking oil. It balances your emotions. So if you use a little frankincense around the temples, on the forehead, maybe even on your feet, your child's feet, it will balance everything. The whole energy flow will be calm and balanced. And I think that will help have a longer, more peaceful night's sleep, not just to get them to sleep.
So Sue, I have a question for you about using the frankincense, because some parents might not know this. So when you use the essential oil, you wouldn't put it directly on the skin, correct? You would mix it with carrier oil, is that right?
You can, or you can get oils that are for children.
Okay.
are already mixed
Right.
and diluted a little bit. And so this has a roller on it, which is great. You can put it on the wrist or put it in their hand. And then, you know, they can rub their hands and smell. You can use lavender or frankincense, maybe a little forehead and rub their temples. But these oils, you can dilute it yourself, or you can just buy oils that are diluted.
We'll give you some links to this,
Yes.
just so you have a place that you can go that we trust to help you out.
I guess I'll touch on Samantha's question.
Uh-oh.
And having focus on something as they go to sleep. Oh no. Help them focus on something as they go to sleep to help them stay asleep and have a more restful sleep. And that is a guided meditation. So there are some apps out there specifically for kids. There's a Headspace, which you can use, and also your children. Calm is another app that I like. And the one I use a lot is very simple. It's called the Insight Timer. I mostly use it just as a timer, and my youngest daughter likes to use it with me as well. But there are some guided meditations on there. But I also love sharing guided meditations and telling them and guiding them myself. And it doesn't have to be very long. There's books out there. Carolyn, what's her last name, guys? Clark, thank you. I almost said Miss, that's totally not it. She has some great stories.
Oh no.
Just breathe.
All right. Jen is a little, there she is. She's back. Are you there, Jen?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So
Did
we'll
you
give you
miss my whole thing?
We missed a little bit, but that's okay because we will give some links to Carolyn Clark's book and to all the different apps and for the guided meditations. I have some that I use on Spotify too, so you can find. There's so many different ones.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be discouraged if you find one and it doesn't work. I think that's sometimes what we do is we get one and then we play it for them and they don't like it. And so then we stop doing it. So I think it's really important to try on a couple of different stories, to try on a couple of different apps and different things that you can work through together to really see what is helping my child to feel more calm. And then for us to feel calm together and create the environment of calm in our bedtime routine instead of it just being go to sleep, because we all want to sleep and we want to feel that we can have that peacefulness around sleeping. But for most of us, we realize bedtime is not a peaceful time most of the time. It's rushing and getting into everything. And so creating this together and noticing what helps each other, how it helps us, I think is really important too. So if you try a meditation or you try the frankincense or the weighted blanket and it's all not working, continue to try different things to see what works for you and your family.
And ask your child what they liked about that guided meditation or that weighted blanket. And maybe it's just the sense of that blanket. They didn't like the way it felt, so try a different one. Or they didn't like this part of the story of the guided meditation, so find one that they like a little bit better or create your own.
Yeah, my son actually wants the guided meditations that have dragons in it.
Of course.
So he reads through each title, and if it says knight or dragon, that's the one he listens to. So every kid has their own tastes, obviously.
Yeah.
I hear something in the background. I don't know.
So, yeah, something in the background. So you can do a combination. You can start with, for instance, lavender oil, which is calming. And then maybe put on a guided meditation and then put the weighted blanket. So it's just a routine and it's calm and it's peaceful and it feels good and your kid gives you a hug, and that's how you know it's working.
And we had somebody share on our Facebook page what actually works for her. And full disclosure, it's my sister-in-law, Laura. She responded, so you'll see. But she uses our Mindful Yoga Breaks card deck, which has breathing exercises. And the thing about these breathing exercises is that the kids can actually look at the pictures and pick, like we're saying, like let the kids be the ones to choose what works for them. We give them these tools and then we allow them to find their favorite or what's going to work for them and what works for them. One night might be different the next night, or they might be a kid who they want that same breath every single night because it works and they love it. So from our card deck, I chose two that I know works for my nephew and that other kids have told me are their absolute favorite and that they use at bedtime. So one of them is called the Roller Coaster Take 5. And you might see this one called other things like Starfish. This one is a very common one, but we love the name Roller Coaster Take 5. So we're all going to show you how to do it. So you're going to take your 5 fingers, and then here's your little roller coaster, and you bring it to the bottom of the hill. And when we do our breathing exercises, we always inhale through our nose because that's what sends that signal to our brain to get calm. So we inhale up the hill, and then we exhale down the hill. And we inhale up the hill, and then exhale. And you go up and down. And the touch is very soothing. So that's, I think, what kids really love about it, this for sensory. Until you come to the end. And then the other one we love, and this one is a great one to do lying down. So you can do this one sitting, or you can do this one lying down. And so this could be like that final piece that you do after the kid is done, like the guided meditation, and they're relaxing, they're on their back, or it could be before the guided meditation. One hand on your heart, and you can see Jen's belly, and you can see Sue's belly. You can't see my belly. One hand on your belly. And I always give kids the choice of either closing their eyes or looking down, and that's when we do it in a school setting. But in their bed, I would recommend that you ask them, say, like, you know, now you're going to close your eyes. Some kids aren't ready to close their eyes, but I would encourage it for this breath. So as you close your eyes, you're going to inhale into your heart and then exhale out of your heart. Inhale into your belly and exhale out of your belly. You can also say to them, inhale, calm into your heart. Exhale, love outside of your heart. Inhale into your belly and exhale out of your belly. And when you're ready, you gently open your eyes. I would do this 3 to 5 times. And you can have the kids eventually just have them say it to themselves in their head after doing it a few times with you saying it, inhaling and exhaling. Let your child then take that on and say it to themselves.
Perfect. So in conclusion, you know, try all these different tools. We're going to put them in the newsletter, our Mindfulness Month for Kids and Family. We'll put this on our YouTube. Yeah, Lani?
Yeah, definitely going up on YouTube. Good strategy.
And our next topic for next month is going to be
morning routine.
the morning routine.
Yeah. So Lani, can you tell them how they can ask questions, etc.?
Sure. So you can find us. I will post this on our Instagram and our Facebook page. You can ask questions there. And we're going to send it out in our newsletter, and you can respond to the newsletter as well. And then you can find us at mindfulnessmonthforkids.com. That's where our YouTube channel is that has about 70 videos free. for you. All kinds of things, all kinds of tools that you can use. So thank you so much for joining us, and we really look forward to seeing you again next month. Have a great night.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.